Welcome to Scriptural Snapshots, brought to you by Living Faith Ministries in Kaiser, West Virginia, where we bring the living Word of God into your life. I'm Pastor Gordon Brubaker. We're studying about Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving particularly in difficult times. Jesus said, in this world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. Even in tough times, you can have cheer. We've looked at how Jesus, when he was facing his crucifixion, was encouraging the disciples to have peace, to have joy, to love one another, to not break fellowship with one another, even after he was dead. And they didn't understand what he was talking about. You know, and we have this thing that when things are good, we can never see it going sour. We can never see bad times coming. We deny bad times. Just, if I just say the right things, it'll never happen. These things will never occur in my lifetime. It's like, and we found out over the last several years, bad stuff happens, and you've got to be prepared for it, because the times in this world do change. They go up, they go down. There are seasons for everything, and we are in a season where God is revealing evil and God is showing up all this stuff, and it makes a very dramatic time in the world and in the life of Christians. And how do we respond? See, if you respond according to the ways of the world, you're going to get down in the mouth, you're going to get upset, you're going to get depressed, you're going to say, oh, there's no hope, there's no way I can get out of this. But if your faith and confidence is in God, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. As a matter of fact, you can walk in that light rather than the darkness of the world. And we're studying this out of Psalm 91, where David was experiencing a lot of problems, a lot of situations in his life. And he writes, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. And David is writing out of experience. He has found that place of God. He is living in that place of God. He has confidence in God. And he's had that for a long time, even as a youth when he faced Goliath. He knew what that was like. He knew when people jeered him and laughed at him coming to the battlefront and saying, what is this uncircumcised Philistine doing? I mean, he was kind of bold. And he said, who do you think you are? His brothers, his family mocked him, laughed at him, put him down. But he said, well, what do you get if you fight this guy? And he said, oh, wow. They started listing all the stuff that he would get. He said, well, why doesn't somebody do this then? And so they began to think, well, he's serious about going out. And Saul tried to help him. He said, I'll give you my armor. And David put the armor on. And David was a small lad at the time. He wasn't all that old, maybe 15 or 16. And here Saul is a grown man. He was shoulders above everybody else. He was probably about 6 foot. He puts his armor on David. He looks like Charlie Brown covered up. I mean, it just did not fit at all. So he had to endure all that. But he had confidence in God. He said, listen, I've killed the lion, I've killed the bear, my God is with me, and he's going to deliver this Philistine into my hands. And everybody go, oh yeah, sure. So David went out. I love it. He picked up 5 smooth stones, had a slingshot. He goes out to meet this giant of a man. He was probably close to 7 foot tall, very masculine, very, very large. And he says, who are you to come after me, you dog? And David says, God will deliver you into my hands. And he ran at him, charged him, slung his slingshot, hit him in the head, knocked him out, took his sword, and chopped his head off. Nobody laughed at David after that. Nobody doubted his courage. But see, it was in the face of mocking. It was in the face of discouragement that David said, I've already found the secret place, and he who dwells in that secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. He knew God was with him, and he knew that all things were possible to him if God told him to do it. And God stirred in his heart. He says, I will save the Lord. He is my refuge, my fortress, my God, in him I will trust. This was in his heart when he ran at Goliath to take down the giant. And there are giants loose in the land, and you have got to take them down. And you cannot take them down by your own power. You can't clothe yourself in Saul's armor. You've got to go in the might and the strength of our God. He says, I will save the Lord. He is my refuge, my fortress, my God. In him I will trust. Surely, and this is God's part, surely God shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and your buckler. I'll tell you, God has got a place prepared for you. And when you walk in that place and are in that place, there is no weapon formed against you that can prosper, because God is with you. And if God be for me, who can be against me? In the world, yeah, there's tribulations. Yes, I'm going to face hard times. Yes, the devil is out there, but yet greater is he who is in me than he that is in the world. I'm Pastor Gordon Brubaker. God bless you.